Welcome to episode 768 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, September 9th, 2021. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We got Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will. Today, we're talking a good mix of trends. We got some sports, some entertainment, some politics. We got San Franciscan madness, vigilantes in the streets, naughty bishops. Anything else? Did I miss anything?
Oh, we're talking about public officials getting busted.
Oh,
people taking cosplay a little too far. You know, just the whole thing.
The whole sheboygan, really.
Is that a Coke Zero one?
it is. I got a big rack of them at Costco.
Good choice.
You know I did, Wes.
I joined the club too, Wes.
Mm-hmm.
You joined Costco?
You're
No,
a Costco member?
I bought
Coke
Coke
Zero.
Zero.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I tried to be a Costco member. I went and I signed up, and
What happened?
I mean, it's really embarrassing. I was like going to get patio furniture, and I went to like 6 places. It's right after the baby was born. We have like a little car, and I was like, Costco might have it. I go in Costco. You need to be a member or sign up. The card I gave him, I guess, declined. And
So they don't judge at Costco. You have other
Yeah,
cards.
just whip out a different card.
Yeah, they have
no,
other
I mean, it
cards.
happened like later on. I got an email saying your membership did not go through because your card's
Oh,
declined. You fucking
yeah,
loser.
You're not there anymore. Yeah, it's
Oh,
off-site.
yeah, but you just go to the customer service desk. Remember, I had complained that there was a mix-up at the checkout at my local Costco here in Reno. I went to the customer service desk. They took care of that willy-nilly. It was incredible. I mean, just right away.
I got to get the confidence up.
They'll do that for you. No, get
Yeah.
the right card. Go in there with a lot of funds and get the executive membership.
Go in and ask if you can pay for the whole year in cash, and
Yep.
that'll take care of it.
What's the whole
Oh.
year? $50?
I don't
Like
make your
$100
dick
bucks.
I'd like to parse it into
150.
payments. They do a payment plan for that?
You know, it's
No.
always just a year.
10
Just like every year. But it's
Yeah.
still, I mean, dude,
But you get some money back with the executive. They give you like 2% cash
That's right.
back. And then
I need to upgrade the executive. I still haven't done it. And I've been saying I need to.
But Will, you are an executive. You're walk and talk. Like that's your essence is executive.
But I'm usually not in the executive program. No.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird.
I'm a proletariat. No.
You just
Maybe
have a
if I'd
swagger
stayed-
to you.
but the
Maybe if I'd
membership.
stayed in the corporate world, I'd have stayed on the executive track. But
You can always switch up, man. They'll get you. Are you guys going to disregard the fact that I'm disregarding the rules of after Labor Day?
Oh, your white jacket. How
Yeah.
dare you, Mark?
Fuck them is what I say. Or
Well-
don't is what she said.
Right, exactly. You've already paid for it once.
Can't lose and you can't pull over any further.
And
Just
you're
gonna wear
taking
white
now,
whenever I
so
want. Yeah.
yeah, may as well.
You
May as well just
don't have tomato soup for lunch, Mark.
Yeah, that's true.
be as swaggy as you want to be, Mark, even after Labor Day. Get the Green Room app by Spotify. There was an X's story swapping there yesterday, and that was delightful. I had a very fun time.
Yeah, it's great.
Colin, and Colin almost got his first solo victory, but he had to split it at the very end with
Michael.
With Michael, yeah.
Way less people had crazy X's than I thought.
And he offered like a forfeit too. Colin's game to he's a green room pro. That's what he is.
He's a barterer.
Yeah.
He's a real good barterer. Listen to the sample we drop this Sunday to hear more about that.
Do you think, and I don't want to take anything away from Colin, but do you think that maybe he embellished his story a little bit and then he felt bad about it at the end?
Colin?
Yeah.
No, bro. He lives.
No.
He lives his own personal
I
truth
feel like
every
that's
day.
authentic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do too, but
Authentic lifestyle right there.
I think Colin's just a very awesome dude that lives his life exactly how he wants to live it.
He's right
But
under
he's a
the
good
surface.
guy, so he's not harmful to people.
right.
Yeah.
He's just waiting for his breakout, Wes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Colin. I was just doing that for shtick, but
Next
There's
mustache ride is going to take him there.
one story where a girl basically said, if you want to breathe again, make me come.
Mhm.
yeah.
As long as he steers clear of the law, Colin's got a bright future
Mm-hmm.
in entertainment, in my opinion.
And anything
Nice.
he wants. Yeah.
Nice work, Colin. Nice work. All right. You guys got anything else?
No, I'm not going to shit on any other listeners.
Just Colin.
Just Colin.
We're good to go.
All right, let's do the news. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Love you, Colin.
Cup of coffee in the big time.
Holidays. history and trending news. But first, a fun fact. The Blues Clues guy named Steve left the show because I don't know exactly why, because I didn't watch that fucking video. But if you care about why Steve from Blues Clues left the show 20 years ago, he finally explained it, why he left the show on a 2-minute social media video released by Nick Jr. this week. It's everywhere.
What
Can't
is he,
miss it.
CM Punk? Does anyone know what he did? I don't know.
I mean, I didn't watch it. Anybody
I feel
watch
like-
it? It's incredibly
No.
viral. So
Yeah.
well,
I
Blue's
was kind of
Clues was-
hoping one of you guys watched it because I wasn't going to watch it. So
the show was after our time. You only ever caught it if you stayed home sick when you're our age.
God, it's gonna be something bad. We're gonna look like
But,
dicks.
yeah, whenever Steve,
no, it wasn't. I don't think.
whenever like a
Just, like,
children's
moving
host
on with his
leaves,
life.
there's always like rumors. Like, do you remember like that rumor that like Mr. Rogers was like a sniper, like an army sniper?
No.
Yeah, but that wasn't true.
No, I know, but there's always like a weird. People try to find like whatever.
Right.
the-
I'm sure there's rumors with Steve. Guess what, guys? It's probably not that interesting. Steve he left.
he
You know
went
what?
to college.
it was for college.
It's for college. Okay, he was for college. He left for college. You can watch the video if you care.
What an idiot!
I don't care.
What an idiot was for college.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Steve's a moron.
But they said that there was already that storyline in the show. You just, if you want to watch it, watch it. Apparently, people who were big into Blue's Clues were
There's
crying.
Got to
Watch
be more to it than that. The guy would have made $1 million a fucking
Not
year, or $10
literally.
million a year.
The Blues Lottery. He left.
It's a fucking kid show. You
he-
don't have to interact with your audience at
He
all.
said he felt
He
like a
left to
creepy
go to
older brother or
college?
something. Yeah. Okay.
There's
Moving
something
on.
more to
Perfect
it.
storm.
You think there's a Jared situation?
No, I
A
don't.
Subway Jared situation.
If there's not a Jared situation, the guy's the dumbest man in the world. He was told to leave.
Yeah, someone saw
Someone was like, "Get out," or it
Something's
gets out.
happening below
Yeah.
the surface there, you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
Think Nick Jr.'s pulling the strings?
No, I think he went to VCU or WVU or TSU instead of making $10 million a year. Come on.
There wasn't kids on that show though.
Well, I know, but he had something going on. He had a
was-
heroin
he was-
problem, or he had
he was-
something, or he was
It was
doing
all
something.
kid audience. All kid audience. Okay, moving on. September 9th, holidays. It's Bonza Bottler Day. Don't know what that is. It's Care Bears Share Your Care Day. It's Fast Gedalia. Fast of Gedalia. That's got to be
Jesus.
religious. It's Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorders Day. Yikes. It's Gedalia, which is
Spelled differently.
Fast from dusk till dawn. Got to be religious. International Buy a Priest a Beer Day. Interesting one. Do they accept priest drink?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
dude, priests get
They're alcoholics.
fucking hammered.
Really?
Father Brian drinks with us all the time.
It's a good point.
Not saying Father Brian has a drinking problem though. He's
No,
totally
just
moderate.
casually, just socially.
But
Yeah,
he drinks.
But
Relax.
other priests besides Father Brian get hammered.
Yeah.
It's International Sudoku Day, National Steak au Poivre Day, National Teddy Bear Day, Are You Okay Day, just the words. And that's only in Australia. They're not
Yeah.
okay.
The answer
by
is
the way.
no, Australia.
Are You Okay Day is the saddest one ever for 2021 in Australia. It's Testers Day. Mark, congrats from your old testing days.
Thank you.
Wiener Schnitzel Day and Wonderful Weirdos Day, which I feel like,
Okay.
yeah, it's a pretty good collection of days. 9/9, September 9th. People, okay. September 9th in history. William the Conqueror died in 1087. In 1948, communist North Korea was established. And then a little bit later, the father of the modern Communist Party in China, Mao Zedong, died in 1976.
Ooh.
So
Hey, can I want to bring something up to you guys that I found out yesterday, and I haven't told you yet, but it's I want your take on it.
sure.
So I was messing around in the back end of Apple Podcasts for our podcast, and just kind of just playing around back there, and I noticed it said you're currently delivering to 174 of 175 countries, and I said, "What?"
Oh, who are we missing?
So I opened it up, and
Okay.
we're not
North
going to
Korea's in there.
a number of countries like Belarus and a couple other places because we have explicit material, but we're still delivering. We're dropping our product at the door. They're just not letting us in the house. But mainland China comes unchecked. You could check it. I didn't
a
check it.
big
Well, I checked it,
audience.
then unchecked it. I didn't hit save. I got very afraid.
Oh, check
I
it.
wasn't
I say
sure.
check it.
Check it.
Check
There's
it.
so many
That's a
people over
Huge,
there.
Check it?
Yeah.
Check
Huge
it.
market.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, the people.
Look at what they did for LeBron.
The people in China are great. It's just the government that sucks. Like there's gonna be underground Chinese movements because of us. Come on, Pat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird, right? Just
Check
unchecked. It comes
Check it.
unchecked.
Check it.
All right,
trying
I'm
to
checking
check
it.
I
Check
say
it.
check it. For
I'm
sure.
checking it.
Glad we were talking so
And
much
if we all-
communism in this
We
day
all
and
die.
history.
You know why?
Well, if we get black bag from over here and then we end up in Beijing, yeah, that's just a risk of business.
Well, we stopped doing coke, China. So good luck. That's one avenue shut down for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, well, don't tempt. Okay. In 1990, on September 9th, Pete Sampras beat Andre Agassi at the U.S. Open for the first of his 14 Grand Slams. And in 1998, the Kenneth Starr report dropped on September 9th, regarding Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. And in 2015, Queen Elizabeth II of England became the longest reigning monarch of all time, and she's still going. So that's pretty impressive.
Good for her.
Yeah. The Queen. God save the Queen. Birthdays. September 9th birthdays. Colonel Sanders was born in 1890. Big day. Otis Redding, 1941. Hugh Grant, 1960. Adam Sandler, 1966. Michael Bublé, 1975. Luka Modric, 1985. And Jose Aldo, 1986. So
Sweet.
that's what's going on September 9th. All right, moving over to the trending news. Honorable mentions. The California recall keeps trending pretty much every day because it's still closer than expected because nobody likes anybody who's in power at all right now, pretty much. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the only guy who won a California recall in the past, thinks Gavin Newsom may actually get recalled just because people are so fed up with him.
A total recall? Was it?
I would call it back then. Back then, I would have called it the 2013 total recall that Arnold Schwarzenegger won. He thinks Gavin might actually be recalled because of how shitty it's been. Just he thinks people are just so fed up. It may actually happen. We'll see. I still don't think it will.
It sounds like what's going on in Canada. We need to have a Canadian expert on probably early next week to talk about Justin Trudeau because it seems like
they have a recall too.
The Republic of Canada seems to be rebelling against him.
High level, I guess you
he's
can
annoying.
you can call for an election whenever you want if you're in power, like you have a 3-year window or something like that. So Trudeau thought his party would win a majority, like get even more than they have. So he called for the election a year and a half earlier than it needed to be. He could still be in charge for a year and a half after now, and it looks like he
just got cocky.
Now it's going to come down to the wire because he thought like they were going to smash.
Yeah, he got cocky.
We'll have to have someone on, but I believe he got too cocky, and now
Gavin Newsom and Justin Trudeau, I'd say equally annoying faces. Like just
pretty boys.
I mean,
they seem like
life is pretty easy for those guys. Huh?
I'm just like anytime I see him, I'm like, I don't know. Also, other last honorable mention: Robert E. Lee statue in Richmond was removed on Wednesday. And one last one: new Wayne Jetski album dropped. Shout out Wayne.
Shout out Wayne Jetski.
Nice.
Yeah, Wayne's World. Okay, number 3 in the trending news: Joe Biden fired Kellyanne Conway on Wednesday, and of course, that drama trended number 1 on Twitter all day long.
What was her job?
Yeah, how do you fire someone who doesn't work
she
for
was
you?
on a board of I'll explain it. There's a series of tweets here. So first at 11 a.m. Andrew Kaczynski tweets, the Biden administration has told 11 appointees to military academy boards by the Trump administration to resign by tonight or be removed. Officials asked to resign include Kellyanne Conway, Sean Spicer, and H.R. McMaster, with a link to a CNN article about what happened. So basically Biden, these people are on like boards of military schools. It's like the Air Force Academy, stuff like that. I mean, I don't think it's like I don't think it's a very meaningful position, but
So I mean, like if it's a government position, obviously I don't know why she's even there to begin with the new administration. But if it's not a government position,
because it's not like you fire everybody in the government every time an administration changes over. That's not how it works.
In particular, she was like, the number one stump.
None
for
of the
Trump.
Obama people got moved out when Trump came in these boards.
But like the number one Trump hype person probably would be fired, right?
Oh,
like would.
Well, sure. That's according to Biden, absolutely. And so he said resign or you will be terminated. Oh. And then, of course, a couple hours later at 1:30 p.m., In a move that absolutely shocked Twitter for some reason, Kellyanne told Biden to resign.
Nice.
She tweeted, President Biden, I'm not resigning, but you should. And then released a full letter that said, President Biden, I am in receipt of your letter you sent me today demanding that I resign from the Board of Visitors to the United States Air Force Academy or be terminated by 6 p.m. tonight. News reports suggest you have made the same demand of other men and women who are duly appointed to service academy boards. Blah, blah, blah. Trump's great. You suck.
She rubber glued him. I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say,
exactly.
She's like, and sticks to you. Yeah.
She's like, I do my job. You suck at your job. Yeah. You resign. It's a long letter.
Why isn't Biden's got enough going on. Why is he messing with that fucking hornet's nest?
Yeah, is it a thing? Did they do something recently? Is there a reason?
No, it's just it's political big dicking. It's Biden is political big dicking.
When you're PBDD deep dicking,
it's
political
exactly
big deep dicking. Usually it's time.
He's throwing his weight around.
Yeah, but randomly?
Because Trump appointed these people like in his last year, and they're considered Trump loyalists, and he's political big dicking them out of the way.
You're like, I'm feeling down. I'm having a bad day. Who can I?
It probably has to do with all the horrible things that are going on for his administration, like Afghanistan, inflation, the jobs report, the southern border, all that terrible shit. So may as well do some political big dicking, try to change the fucking.
Could have been as simple as someone's like, Kellyanne Conway is talking shit about you, brother.
Pretty much it. Yeah. And then he political big dick him out of there. Meanwhile, Trump, who's supposed to be so much better, according to Kellyanne, is going to be doing color commentary for a Triller boxing promotion between Evander Holyfield and Vitor Belfort at Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida on the 20th anniversary of 9/11. So why does everybody keep tweeting and writing and talking about hoping that either of these old guys is president again after this current term? I don't know, but it's all that fucking trends all the time. I agree with one of the episodes I was off. You guys did hashtag better than both. I think that's what people should be looking for.
Donnie Jr. is going to be there too. It's going to be a father-son 1-2 knockout punch.
Triller presents.
I don't know how they're going to. It's going to be an impressive situation with two guys who can't let anyone get a word in, both doing a broadcast together.
It would be hard. Can you imagine Don and Don Jr.? Well,
pretty sure Don
Jr. just concedes. Yeah,
pretty sure he could. Yeah,
he just holds the pocket.
It's the only time he concedes.
Evander Holyfield's age. Can't be good, right?
It's a sad number. I can guarantee.
Can't be good, right?
65. Yeah. Moving on to number 2. Surprise! Comedian John Mulaney and actress Olivia Munn are having a baby. They announced it Tuesday night when John was on the Seth Meyers show, and it's definitely a surprise because you probably didn't even know they were together. Here is a timeline of John Mulaney's last 12 months. He was in rehab from September to October of 2020. He left his ex, Anna Marie Tendler, as soon as he got out in October. He then relapsed on Halloween 2020, had to go back to rehab, and then he got out of rehab again in February 2021, went to LA after leaving his last home, met Olivia Munn in the springtime of 2021, and must have knocked her up immediately because she's already showing with their impending child.
It's a good move.
Wasn't she with Ted Lasso?
Maybe rumors. It's rushed, and Olivia has a slew of bad public relationships in the past, including Aaron Rodgers and Chris Pine.
No, Sudeikis, someone else. Okay, yeah.
And then Sudeikis may have been in the long list of names, but I don't know if he was there for that long. But the good news is that she seems to be dedicated to John's recovery.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he told Seth Meyers, quote, "She's kind of held my hand through hell, and we're having a baby together," unquote. So
you got a recovery take on this, Wes?
Yeah, well, yes. If you want someone to be by your side no matter what and support you through thick and thin, knock them up, because they want the best father for that baby, and they will do whatever it takes to have a productive and healthy dad in that baby's life, especially as a mother. It's a smart move.
He bought himself 18 years. Is what you're saying.
He bought himself 18 years of completely a lot more understanding and forgiveness than he normally would have gotten.
Yeah,
I feel like, I don't know.
Nice.
I feel like dating a newly sober dude, it's like there's a bit of a novelty to it probably for Munn. She's like, oh no, John's sober, and then I don't know. She's gonna have to figure out that I don't know. It's rushing in. That's all.
Well,
I'm saying.
it's rush for sure for both. But congrats to the
I'm
surprise
stoked
couple.
for them. I love both of them.
Yeah, and their
good luck.
surprise baby on the way.
Talented couple.
Good luck staying sober to John. And number one, the cream of the crop today, the cream of the crop always, football. I personally love football. I'm happier than ever to be doing this season as your cup of coffee in the big time pourer, because football is going to trend a lot.
Hell yeah.
And even though the LSU UCLA trip was an enormous letdown loss to immediately start the season, I love football. And so I'm going to keep bringing good football stories. So let's kick it off with one of my favorite NFL players, Clinton Portis. And sadly, he's pleading guilty to medical insurance fraud, along with 14 other former NFL players in a scheme that collected $2.5 million total in fraudulent medical claim money between 2017 and 2018. So just 1 or 2 year span there.
Well, if he claimed any neck injuries, it was pretty obviously a fraud because the guy's got no neck.
Right, because his neck could withstand any amount of punishment. Yeah,
It's a bummer, man.
It is a bummer.
CP,
CP,
one of the greatest of all
himself.
time.
Clinton
For
Portis.
the red words,
Mhm.
not of all time. Probably
Oh, he had some pretty marquee seasons.
top
He's probably like top
50,
15
top
running
50,
backs.
top 25.
15,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. He
top
had some
15 running
monster seasons. Monster
And
seasons.
he had big seasons for Denver too. Clinton himself collected $100,000. But here's a list of the former players who all pled guilty.
He went down for $100,000. What a dumb.
Dude, it's
That's
bullshit.
like one Eastern Motors commercial.
It sucks. It sucks. And it sucks even more. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But here's a list of all the players who pled guilty along with Clinton. So Portis himself, Chiefs returner, Tamarick Vanover, Chiefs linebacker, Robert McCune, Saints wide receiver, Joe Horn, Eagles running back, Carell Buckhalter, Washington cornerback, Carlos Rogers, Giants safety, James Butler, Titans defensive end, Antoine Odom, and former Patriots wide receiver Rashay Caldwell, who was actually fatally shot in June 2020. So he's off the hook. But Portis also declared bankruptcy in 2015, and these current charges carry a 10-year maximum. So it's just actually horrible fucking news, as you said, Pat. But let's remember the good times when he used to dress up like this in his post-game interviews. You guys remember characters:
Southeast Slim.
Southeast Jerome,
Jerome, sorry.
Kid Bro Sweets, Coach Janky Spanky, Sheriff Gonna Get Ya, Dollar Bill, Dr. Do Itch Big, and Napoleon Dynamite, of course. Some of the characters that Clinton used to play.
Pretty good.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, please have mercy on him, Judge. Please. What do you guys think he'll get? 10 years max. What do you think?
No, bro.
He'll get like
100K, no.
probation, right?
He's do no time. CP does no time. Depends. Is it in the tri-state area?
Yeah,
is
what
it in the
state is
DMV?
In
No
the
time.
COVID, in the
It's
COVID
federal,
era, they're
I
not.
think.
If he hasn't, hopefully he's not vaccinated for his sake, because all he'll have to do is take a vaccine. He won't. Go to
Even
jail.
better if it's federal.
I don't. Well, maybe it's the state where
Hometown
the
team.
NFL is based, actually, because it was the NFL. Like they defrauded the NFL.
Good.
Their medical
3 years
insurance.
probation.
Dude, Roger Goodell protects that fucking shield. You got to watch out. You don't.
Shield.
3 years probation. Mark, I like that prediction. Also, we can finish on a happy note in European football, some footy. Poland pulled a move that trended massively when team captain Lewandowski pointed to the respect badge on his sleeve to quiet the crowd of angry Poles who were booing England for taking a knee, I think during the national anthem. So, Lewandowski was like, respect, man, respect their kneeling.
They will if he says it, because he's the best striker in the world.
Apparently,
And
the crowd calmed down.
too good for Poland, if you ask me. He's a good player.
Nice. More football tomorrow, but that's all for today's cup of coffee in the big time, which was brought to you by Full Bore Barbecue Sauces and Rubs, the official barbecue of Hard Factor. Full Bore Barbecue is proof the American dream is still alive when you have a superior product mixed with unstoppable work ethic. What started with a group of high school friends trying their hand at local barbecue competitions has turned into a company that is trusted everywhere, and it is known to make you the star of your backyard. The sauce and rub combinations are the best barbecue flavor profiles I've ever cooked with personally. Classic flavors with that extra something that puts them over the top with a wall of Full Bore Barbecue trophies to prove it. That's right. They take home the hardware all the time. Over 30,000 units sold in the past year. One small business trying to support another. Full Bore and Hard Factor. Find out if you can buy it local or just get it online at fullborebbqproducts.com. Right now, they've got recipes on the website too. I'm not kidding when I say that the sauces and rubs can make anybody great on the grill, great wherever you're cooking. You can put any meat with it, poultry, pork, beef. It can handle it all. Makes them all delicious. I personally love the spicy. I know Mark loves the Kansas City. You guys like the campfire, the classic campfire?
I like the classic.
Yeah.
It's good.
I've been
And
using
they're
that
all good.
steak rub a lot too because I've been making some steaks.
And the Barn and River rub. They have everything. Literally, they can make anybody into a world-class chef. Follow Full Bore on Instagram at Full Bore BBQ Products for fan features and at Full Bore BBQ to see more of their work on Instagram. We're offering Hard Factor listeners 10% off your entire order using promo code FACTOR. So stop forcing down that sweet baby raise and support a fellow Hard Factor listener by visiting fullborebbqproducts.com. That's Full Bore, like a pig, bbqproducts.com to order yours today, and let's BBQ everything.
Nice. All right, guys, let's go check in on what is happening in San Francisco. You guys have heard the Tony Bennett song, I Left My Heart in San Francisco, right? Mr. Tony Bennett. First sang it back in 1962, I think. It goes...
I love Tony Bennett.
Yeah, me too. It goes like this. It goes, I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where the little cable cars climb halfway to the stars, and the morning fog will chill the air. My love waits there. My love waits there in San Francisco, above the blue and windy sea. When I come home to you, San Francisco, your golden sun will shine for me. Okay?
Wow. I mean, poetic.
Goosebumps.
That song was written in 1962 when San Francisco wasn't the absolute shithole run by morons that it is now. And now, if Tony wrote a song, it would go something like this. I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill. I can still smell the homeless shit. To where little thieves steal from CVS, and the cops don't put them behind bars. And the streets are all clogged with homeless people shitting everywhere. My love isn't waiting for me. My love isn't waiting for me in San Francisco because she got the fuck out of there. Above the town run by morons, you see. When I come home to you, San Francisco, you make me sick. Your ideas are awful. The city is an expensive shithole run by morons.
Yeah.
That's how it would go now.
Wow. Not quite the goosebumps, but also entertaining a song.
Yeah, it wasn't as poetic as the first
No, it's not as poetic. It's
Kind of
just a little bit more straightforward. Yeah.
Well, he's upset. Yeah.
Is it a
On the
song
nose.
Is it a song or a speech?
It's more of a statement that way.
Yes.
He wrote it angrily on a napkin before leaving San
No background music.
No.
It's just him talking. Track
barely
one.
rhymes. Yeah.
Track one of my new CD. It's an update.
So now the geniuses in San Francisco, who again passed Prop 47 back in 2014, which made any theft under $950 a slap on the wrist misdemeanor and basically not worth the cops' time to try and catch or punish the thieves. We've seen the videos of people just walking out of stores, especially CVS's, with like tons of medicine, or other stores like it's closed. It's crazy. And now the geniuses that run San Francisco have another bright idea on how to clean up their city. And thank you to everyone who sent this to us, Charles, a bunch of you in the Discord. And that is they are going to launch a program in an effort to stop violent crime, mainly shootings, that will pay people at high risk of shooting someone with a gun or being shot by a gun, $300 a month or more to not do that. Okay.
Just to not shoot somebody.
To not shoot someone or not get shot by someone.
How do you qualify?
He just kind of said it. He just kind of, I mean, it's high level. Like he'll get to the details, but that's my joke is like, it's great to get in the program because $300 a month, but like you're at high risk of shooting or getting shot. So it's also not great to get into the program, right?
No,
like,
it's not a good, it's a bunch. It's a motley crew.
You're a fuck up if you get in the program.
Yeah. So it's
sure, but how do you get in?
I'll get to it. So it's called the Dreamkeeper Fellowship because they decided that an idea that a bunch of morons thought of was bad for PR. So they called it the Dreamkeepers Fellowship. And so this Dreamkeeper Fellowship program will launch in October. And according to Cheryl Davis, who is right here. She's the of the Human Rights Commission, who bravely spoke out loud about the initiative to Newsweek. She said it's not as cut and dry as here's $300 to not shoot anyone or don't get
that's
shot.
what it sounds
Dummy.
like, and that's why I'm
Right.
interested. So,
Right. Yeah. She said,
I'm
"quote
a gun owner. Could I?
We're offering about a free guns worth a month for the.
Yeah.
Watch this. I'm gonna shoot him and mess up his paycheck.
Yeah. People are gonna steal their paychecks.
Imagine the look on his face when he gets shot and then
Yeah.
realizes he's out. 300 he was counting on this month.
It's crazy. So here's, I started to think about it as I was writing, but here's what Cheryl has to say. Participants in the program will be paired with life coaches from the city's street violence intervention program and will be considered community ambassadors who work to prevent violence. They will work on their professional, personal, and community development and will be thought of as partners in engaging community members in decreasing violence. And it will also seek to find the root causes of violence, which she says in so many ways, quote, so many ways are economic. Okay.
Okay.
So
That all sounds good. What's up with the
Yeah.
$300 a month?
Right. So it's not that
How
though,
do you
right? This is
qualify?
one rule in the program. Is that what that is?
it's
And
one.
people
it's,
are making
it's,
it just
It's one of the main rules in the program is to not commit violence. So I mean, and when she speaks of economic, it's 100% true. If you don't have money or education or certain opportunities for whatever reason, you need to provide for your family, yourself. You might think you have no choice other than to do some shit that will get you in big trouble, right? As Outcast would say, now you're back in the trap. Just that, trapped. Go on and marinate that for a minute, right? Sorry, I had to do it. So if you don't,
drop that out, Cass.
dang,
so if you don't have any, if you don't have any,
dang.
if you don't have any empathy at all or in your body, you can't don't want to understand the situation that many people are in. And for us on this show, we basically won the lottery when it comes to the vaginas that we popped out of. Maybe not the Mega Millions, but a nice 5 out of 6 with the 4x multiplier. You know what I mean? That's
Never been shot at.
No.
Come on.
Many
I'd
are
say-
not that lucky.
I'd say the vast majority of Americans are there's only a
Right.
very select few Americans who are even close to what most other countries' regular existence
But
is.
this is fucked up because it's part of a larger program, right? So obviously you're going to say hey, it's for some of it's for parolees, you're going to get paired with a life coach, teach you how to find a
Yes.
job. It's it's different thinking for getting people out of the rut, the trap, as Wes said. So I get totally don't shoot anyone. I wouldn't spell that out. That's my if I was writing the copy.
Or
But
get
don't-
shot at.
But don't
Right.
get shot is a little bit biased, right? That's fucked up.
So
right?
I don't think the rule is don't get shot. I think they're offering it to people that are high risk of shooting or getting shot.
Right.
So it's snitches and violent criminals.
Yeah. How do you qualify? How do you qualify?
Okay. So
'Cause
I'll get to it.
It clears it up.
Oh,
It's-
okay.
it-
all right. Get to it.
Well, do you want me to get to it or no?
No, I want you to
No,
do
no,
your
no.
story. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Better that way.
So as the mayor of San Francisco, London Breed, here's a picture of her. She said, in many cases, sadly, the common denominator is that these folks do not have any sort of income. And so part of what we're doing is to make sure that money is not a barrier to turning your life around, AKA, so they don't have to do this shit or think they have to do this shit that gets them in trouble to survive. Adding, we're looking at ways in which we can provide incentives to keep them motivated, to keep them searching for a better opportunity is what the program is all about. The data shows that when you provide people with opportunities, that could change someone's life. Okay. So it's all about barriers. They're
Right.
trying to minimize the barriers to show up. Like Cheryl Davis was talking about, once people show up, if they do the work, they can get additional money. And
it's
by
it's incentivized.
it's incentivized. Yeah. They can make up to $500 a month. So by getting a job, going to school, mediating situations that may lead to violence, I don't know how they keep track of that. In other words,
Whoa.
as the author of this article I read, Ash Show, she said,
That's
said that-
cheap for basically a volunteer police officer.
yeah. I mean, it's like you're like the
Well-
hall monitor almost.
What are the odds that a certain group of people are going to be super pissed about this? But this is really just free market capitalism. Incentivize these people to better
Well,
themselves.
but
who
it's
have no
not
other-
at all.
because-
It's a government program.
Oh,
Right,
agreed, but it's set in the style of free market capitalism. It's you have to do things to get things. It's not just
Wes,
a handout.
Wes, we need to know
is literally
one,
just
how
a
do you
handout.
qualify, and two,
It is
how do you
quite
get
literally Pat,
paid?
just a handout.
Do you
Yeah.
get $300 a month for just not
If
shooting?
you do something.
Yeah, so like I said, you get incentivized. You can get up to $500 a month if you don't shoot anyone, and if you don't get shot,
That's
and if you're not
300.
involved in violence. Yeah, and then you get extra if you have a job, if you show
That's
up to your
100
parole,
more.
if you show up to your
Yeah.
parole meetings, If you go to school, you get another up to $500. 500 is the max. But a lot of people are saying, like, shouldn't this be what fucking people do to begin with? Like, why are you paying?
Why do
people?
laws exist?
Well,
You
this
have
is
to pay
exactly
somebody
right.
to not break the law.
Exactly.
To me,
This
this
is
is
the
exactly
dumbest
like
fucking thing on planet
no.
Earth.
Well, no. To me, it's the same thing as offering people like a year's worth of meat to get vaccinated or $500 to get vaccinated.
Yes.
It's
Well,
the
yeah,
same
but that's a
fucking thing.
voluntary thing. You're
It's
not
similar.
supposed to murder people. That's the law.
Will,
Uh,
Will,
It's two
similar.
different things.
It's
Will,
similar.
you're supposed.
It's not the law though, Mark, to have to get
Good
vaccinated. Not
Lord.
yet.
but it's similar.
Will, you're from the Smith
don't
family,
understand.
which means you're
Incentivizing people to be respectful or whatever, you know what I call it. Like, I mean,
But normal people are losing their minds because, like, why don't they just not shoot anyone? We got to
Right,
pay
'cause
them to
it's
not
the
do it.
law
they should
already.
shoot anyone.
It's
Yeah.
the
Will,
law.
Will, you were supposed to get straight A's. You're a Smith, okay? But I bowled with you. in
It wasn't the law, was
bowling
it?
for A's.
Was it?
You absolutely were incentivized in school to get good grades, so we get those free bowling games down at Bowl America.
Read those
Just-
books, get those
I-
free games.
I enjoyed them, but
It was fun.
Okay.
It was a nice Benny.
Mark, I'll get to how they do it, okay? So
Okay.
from CBS in San Francisco, quote, officials say the program's participants will not be selected without vetting. There will be an interview, referral, and assessment process to make sure those chosen are prepared to make a change. So it's not like some might envision
it's
where they're
subjective.
just
So it's
handing out.
subjective.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the city of San Francisco is going to decide who qualifies for
Yes.
this $300 a month program.
Yes.
That this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, here's the final thing that I read is that this program has been done before in Richmond, California. They did something similar, and according to the American Journal of Public Health, they said that program helped reduce gun homicide by 55%. On the contrary, David Fredetto, who spoke about a similar program in the Sacramento, he said, quote, its promoters boast that only 44% of participants were subsequently arrested on new charges, as long as you don't count about 1/3 of the participants who dropped out and were arrested in the first 6 months of the program. So it's
Right.
like,
Oh,
Because
that's
they're
like-
clearly
that's-
going to get
that's
snitched on.
convenient.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. You don't
Yeah.
want to be a part of this program.
No,
Don't get
as
shot.
a criminal, you don't want to join.
No.
No, it's crazy. It's a crazy program.
Wait right there. I just got to deposit this $300 check. What do you have a $300 check for? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
It's 60 grand. They're doing 10 people. Throw 60 at it, see if it works. Right?
Throw more money at it, yeah.
But
no,
they've
I'm saying
done it in
it's
two
going to be
cities.
60 this year.
No,
That's
I know,
what
but
it's gonna be.
$300 a month isn't going to really move the needle, right? Like,
no,
if
it's
they
like,
could just commit crimes or, $300 a month.
It's
is-
just-
I mean, this is just right on track with everything else they decided to do in that
you could
state.
just steal $300 worth of Tylenol and resell it, for
Right. It's not
Serious.
that much money. Like this guy, Eugene Rivers, who's a reverend and an activist. He hates it. He's calling it a gimmick, and he says it's basically just Christmas in October for like a bunch of people that are just going to get a bonus for doing basically what they should be doing. But if it incentivizes some people, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But like
yeah,
they said,
but they decide. It's crazy.
There's
There's no kind of qualification for who can get this benefit. It's just if we think that you might shoot somebody after your
Yeah.
interview,
It's-
we'll give you $300 a month, maybe.
and
It's
you want
not-
to change.
It's
I
not
think
the
they'll be
going. It's
asking
not the
questions
going
like
to
that.
jail for
It's the
life.
dumbest
if you,
fucking thing I've ever heard.
It's not the going to jail for life if you shoot and kill someone that incentivizes you. It's the $300 a month.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
They have someone with like a two-way mirror just watching the reactions of the guy when they ask certain questions. Like, to see if he kind of goes for his hip.
The people that thought of this law are then
He's
supposed to be the people that thought of this program are supposed to be so intelligent that they can then themselves, just humans, decide exactly who will benefit and who won't from this program. And
They
that's
can-
how it's designed to work.
They can tell who's going to shoot someone in the future and who's not.
Give me
And
a
they-
break.
And they
This is
had
the
a
dumbest
meeting.
thing.
And they had a meeting, and they came up with 300. They're like, "That's the number.
Yeah.
That'll stop them."
It's
Yeah.
a pilot program. Let them succeed or let them fail.
Yeah. I hope they can succeed, but
It's
it's
gonna
great.
fail.
It's interesting to say the least. Hey, you know what everyone in San Francisco should try first to chill the fuck out? Caliper CBD. Might just help with that stress, pain, sleep
call.
issues. Might make for a much nicer place to live. Certainly helped me in those areas. Gotta admit, I was skeptical. I thought, how can something that is perfectly legal and doesn't get you high do anything? You know what I mean? Well, boy, was I wrong. Used to take those over-the-counter sleeping pills to help me fall asleep, but always woke up groggy as fuck and pretty much stayed groggy the whole next day. Not with Caliper. Mix it in with some sleepy time tea and out and sleep great, waking up refreshed. So it's a lot better than the over-the-counter stuff. Caliper CBD powder is the only clinically proven fast-acting CBD. Delivers 30 times more CBD in the first 30 minutes versus the CBD oils. Get all the benefits of CBD in just 10 minutes. Some oils can take up to an hour to absorb. Developed by food science experts with decades of experience, rigorously tested for purity and quality. Easy to use packs, precisely 20 milligrams in each pack. Always THC-free. Feel better without the high. No weird taste. Oily residue. Mixes easy with any food or drink. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code FACTOR at trycaliper.com/factor. You can try Caliper CBD risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund. That's trycaliper.com/factor. Don't forget promo code FACTOR for 20% off your first order.
Okay. Darcel has something to say to everyone.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Boom.
Darcel.
Darcel got us again.
Thank you, Darcel.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're heading all over the damn place today. We're going to start in Spain. So I'd like you to meet, let's get a picture up of this guy. I'd like you to meet, where is he? Spanish Bishop. There he is. I'd like you to meet Spanish Bishop Xavier Novell. This guy's a superstar in the Catholic Church, right? In 2010, he became the Spain's youngest, maybe the youngest bishop ever in general at the age of 41. Bishop ever at the age of 41.
That's impressive.
Pretty impressive. He also has performed a number of exorcisms. He's an exorcism expert, not only of demons, but of gayness, as he has backed the practice of conversion therapy. So he's just a guy. The guy's a real asset for Jesus, which is why it came out as such a shock when he hung up the tall, silly hat or mitre. Check out these things these bishops wear.
You can cure gayness, is what he's saying.
He's
Jesus,
conversion
done it.
Little
therapy.
mistake.
He's done it, Wes. He's done
He's
it.
done it.
Via
He says he's done it. Okay.
He hung up
via
the mitre,
exorcism.
tall,
Oh.
silly hat. Last month, it was a huge surprise. He got the Vatican's approval even for personal reasons after meeting several times with the Pope himself, because that's the way he swings. It turns out, and this makes sense to why they let him quit, Bishop Novell was madly in love with a divorcee, and her profession was erotic novelist of the satanic variety,
Oh,
Sylvia
wow.
Caballal.
Ooh, that's steamy.
Devil banging.
She writes about
Is she-
books about devil banging.
Is she a Satanist herself, or is
Well,
she?
she's a psychiatrist, so yeah. No, just kidding, psychiatrist.
I
Sorry.
bet she likes to get cut, Pat.
Yeah, if she's into that, I got a game that she won't last 5 minutes playing.
Exactly. Caballal's most famous book is The Hell of Gabriel's Lust with Satanic Overtones. That's the name of the book. And this is this part of the translated Amazon description is from her other popular book, the Trilogia Amnesia, the Trilogy of Amnesia. This is the description. Is it correct for a psychiatrist to fall in love with his adolescent patient affected by a severe picture of global amnesia? What happens when the attraction is stronger than any code of ethics or social pressure? Is it logical that the top boss of the triad of trafficking and money laundering and one of his virgins for sale are emotionally linked? Can you love a murderer? It's intense stuff. So Bishop's out because he's fucking that chick.
That's a good move by him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to become a soil expert now.
Yeah, he's just going to get
what-
huge in the field. Now he's going to be a superstar in like satanic eroticism.
I mean,
Yeah.
He's going
for her, dating a former bishop exorcist is the
Book sales.
best thing
Number one.
possible for
Book sales.
authenticity.
Yeah. He writes the foreword.
Did
Yeah,
she?
pretty
Wow. Think about this. Did she exorcise him of the Catholicism?
She sucks everything out of him, Will.
Right.
She did it. I mean, she did something.
Yeah. She's an erotic.
I'm gonna
novelist.
suck your faith out of you.
Yeah, she did. All right, let's
I'm
move.
gonna drain your faith.
Whoever got
Faith no more over there.
whoever got to that guy with a blowjob, he was going to get into. It could have been farming. It could have been satanic rituals. Anything. Anyone
She-
who sucked his dick.
She's a lot younger than him too.
Yeah.
It's just he is having the time of his life right now. All right, let's move over to China, where China built a 190-foot statue of warrior god, what's Jingzhou. Look
Whoa.
at that fucking thing. It's pretty cool, right? It's pretty
Looks like
badass.
Genghis Khan.
That's pretty badass. That's one of their main warrior gods.
Guan Yu is what you said the warrior god's name was. The city is Jingzhou. Right?
You're right.
Yeah.
It's the warrior god Guan Yu in the city of Jingzhou.
Nice.
So everyone should be happy about this thing, right?
It's cool looking. Yeah.
very cool looking.
It's like a bronze Poseidon.
Look at that thing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's
wrong.
like if Poseidon was a Mongolian.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong. The locals apparently hated it, saying it was an eyesore and that they never went to see the statue themselves. And then the Chinese central government said that the statue ruined Guan Yu's appearance and culture and Jingzhou's like appearance and culture, like the whole city. So that bitch had to go.
That's a shock. Usually they love giant like statues and like memorials over there.
Also, objectively, that statue fucks.
Yeah, it's
I know.
a really good looking statue.
I agree. But now at a mere price of 130 million yuan or $20 million, they're going to relocate the 19-story bronze statue. This is on top of the 26 million it already cost to make in the first place. As for comment, the architect and designer of the statue said, "Well, that's the last time I do something nice for them."
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's more to the quote. It continues, "Because they're going to kill me."
Mm-hmm. He added,
believe
I
those
hope,
little
the,
fuckers
I hope the
didn't like that
Uyghurs like
statue?"
Jean-Ju.
Yeah.
Where are they moving it? Did they say?
I don't know, but that guy's dead. He's can't build a huge statue and embarrass everyone, and then
No,
China.
Emperor Xi plays for keeps.
Yeah, that's it for him. The statue's
Yeah.
gone. He's gone. City's back to normal. And lastly, we're going to end our journey where one man's journey begins. A man in Italy has decided to quit reality and become a hobbit. 37-year-old Nicholas Gentile, a former...
yeah. That picture. Is that him?
Yeah, that's him. 37-year-old Nicholas Gentile, a former pastry chef in Abruzzo, has moved to the countryside of Buccianico and started to construct a shire and live his life out like a hobbit. That's him laying in a tree, as you saw earlier. Here he is hanging out with his elf and wizard buddies. And if you can see in the picture, it looks like he's actually by far the biggest guy in the bunch,
Yeah, he's enormous.
which is ironic. He probably
He
should have
looks
been
like
an orc.
Andre the Giant.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
there's a reason he wants to be a hobbit, because his whole life he's been a fucking giant. Yeah, he plays Hobbit 24/7, 365 now. And it's not any Hobbit he likes to play. He likes to be the star, guys. He likes to live the life of Bilbo and Frodo Baggins, as he's gone on a few quests, like one where he found the ring, which he purchased or already owned, as in Bilbo, and then one where he hiked and threw that ring straight in Mount Vesuvius.
Oh, yeah.
He found the ring, and then he got rid of it with the elves and dwarves because it was going to cause Sauron to come out.
Wow.
It was a 120-mile trip that he made these people go on for him to throw this ring. Here's the quote from Nicholas. Some time ago, I realized that books and films were no longer enough for me to satisfy my passion for the fantasy genre, and in particular for the Lord of the Rings saga. I will still be reading about the lives of other people, but I decided I wanted to live my Hobbit life to the fullest. He and his wife bought a bunch of land, and they're building a bunch of tiny houses in their shire for anyone else that wants to live out the Lord of the Rings trilogy with them. But you better hurry, though, because they pretty much already ran out of source material from Tolkien. So now it's just up to them to come up with things to do. So
No, they're just going to keep living it on loop.
just on loop. Okay.
It's just The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings on loop.
Yeah.
Here's a wizard knocking on the front door of one of the houses Nicholas built. So
Dude, I mean, like, he's going to make money. This guy's gonna make money.
I'll tell you
How
exactly how he's going to make money. Go ahead, Pat.
How many books are in the Bible? Less than are in the Lord of the Rings series. That's for sure.
No,
They're
there's
going
like
to be
4 in
fine
the
with
Lord of the
content.
Rings. So like 4 books in the Lord of the Rings.
But then
Yeah,
what
but
about the Hobbit?
they're thick.
1 in the Hobbit.
So that's
But
5,
it's
right?
Super thick.
No, 3 in the Lord of the Rings, 1 in the Hobbit. That's
4
books.
total.
That's
but
4 total? Oh,
very
that's not that many books.
Very
No, it's
thick
not.
books.
I thought it was a lot.
Very
But I'll
thick
tell you how
books.
they're going to make money.
Shit.
If I lived anywhere near Abruzzo, I know where I'd be buying my psychedelics from. Am I right? The guys live in a fucking shire. They probably got the
Oh,
drugs.
yeah. Make a little shrooms.
The guys all quit their jobs and
Don't
moved
the
out there.
Hobbits sell like shire weed or whatever in the.
Oh, yeah. They got high. Tolkien wrote the entire series on psychedelics.
There's like 66 books in the Bible. Like, that's enough.
Yeah.
4.
I don't know why I keep bringing up the Bible. This is the Lord of the Rings.
I'm saying because people live out their life in the Bible. I thought there were more books in the Lord of the Rings series than the Bible. I said, look at people who live out their life in the Bible. They're doing fine. These cats are going to be fine on source material. But now I'm finding out that there's only
that
4
my
books.
joke worked, that they're out of source material.
Yes, it worked.
Yes.
I'm
But
end-arounding
they're
it.
long books. I still think they're just going to relive them. You know, there was a guy I used to play rugby with. He read the Lord of the Rings, the trilogy every summer.
That's
He
weird.
would just read it every summer. This guy could live there.
He would go there.
Yeah, he could live in this place.
Well, good for them.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to make money. This guy's.
I'm sure they have fun, but the problem is the guy who runs the show's 6'6" and 320 pounds, and he rules over everyone.
Even
as
more.
a
They're
Hobbit.
like, if
Yeah.
you're going there and you, what's his name again?
Nicholas.
Nicholas. You've seen Nicholas's picture. You're like ready to be part of Nicholas's. Nicholas is your daddy. Once you move there,
It's turning
it's
a little
Papa
culty
Nick.
already. It's
Right,
a little
but
culty already.
It's not like you can go. It's not like it's going to be cool to go tour a giant house in the middle of nowhere. Like,
all
it's
of
just
the
people-
all of the Elfresses come with me.
it's
you
just
know?
people who are exactly. That's it. People who want to live that every day. It's like you want to never leave a Renaissance festival, and you just
How-
you.
I wouldn't bring your significant other. Is all I'm saying. Might want to go so.
Oh no, Nicholas is going to be banging your wife if you move her in there
Sex
right away.
within the,
Yeah,
within the
he'll be
first tour, within the
tied
first
to a
quest.
tree.
The journey is not over.
He's convincing you because it's because you put the ring on. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, it wasn't me.
Yeah,
Hang
he's
on.
got the one ring.
Hang on, if I put the ring on, your husband can't see me. I'm invisible. He's just banging her in the middle of the field.
I didn't
I can
want to
see
bang
you,
her.
Nicholas. No, you
No,
can't.
I
The
get-
ring's on.
You know how I get all Gollumy when I throw that ring on. You
Fuck
know,
that.
I'm horned up.
All right. Well, guys, there's been a lot of
I've
talk about.
entered the shadow realm.
Yeah. The cloak of invisibility.
Oh, did I do that again? I black out when I put the ring.
Yeah. I believe your husband has been taken over by an evil warlock. We should shun him. There's a lot that can go on. With Nicholas has a lot of power there, a lot of creative activity and control. Guys, lots of talks about birthdays the last few weeks with Pat and I being Virgos, which got me to thinking, what's the absolute best birthday present in the world? It's a friggin' personalized, meaningful, professionally done and painted painting. Pat, did you get one this year?
Yeah, I did. Paint your life.
No, I didn't, but there's chance for me still because it's also a great Christmas present.
I got one
anniversary-
last year, but
Christmas
I
anniversary and yeah, so like it's birthdays, Christmas anniversaries, graduations, the whole nine. And you can get them at paintyourlife.com, like Pat said. You can choose from a team of world-class artists and work with them until every detail is perfect. It's a very user-friendly platform. It lets you order a custom-made, hand-painted portrait in less than 5 minutes. Anyone can use it. Quick and easy process, and you get a hand-painted portrait, the whole thing, probably at your door within about 3 weeks, which is pretty good. Send any picture of yourself, your children, family, a special place, a cherished pet, or you can combine photos into one painting. Makes the perfect gift for any occasion, really. It's very meaningful. People will not forget it. It'll be cherished forever if you get them one of these affordable paintings that are professionally done. And at paintyourlife.com, there's no risk. If you don't love the final painting, your money is refunded, guaranteed. And right now is a limited time offer. Get 20% off your painting. That's right, 20% off and free shipping. To get this special offer, text the word factor to 64,000. That's factor to 64,000. Text factor to 64,000. Paint your life. Celebrate the moments that matter most. Terms do apply. Available at paintyourlife.com/terms. Again, text factor to 64,000.
All right. This one's an interesting one, y'all. Let's take it to my neck of the woods. You guys remember that scene in Terminator 2 Judgment Day when the Terminator and the Connors need to like get out of town for a while after they broke Sarah Connor out of the Pescadero hospital? So they
How's
head to
Ralphie
that.
doing?
Yeah, it's not the same one. This is later in the movie, but
Right.
they head to that ranch in the desert, and they connect with Sarah Connor's old amigo Enrique, and then the Terminator pulls that chain out of the dust to reveal that sweet hidden bunker that's absolutely like stacked with a weapons cache.
Yes.
With like 1 million guns mounted
That's
on
a
the
cool
wall.
part of the movie.
You guys remember that?
Of course.
Fucking awesome. Here's a picture. It's pretty
God.
sick.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fucking cool. I mean,
was.
it was formative for me. It was impactful for me. And it was also formative and impactful, apparently, for Deputy Mayor of Airmont, New York, a village of about 9,000 people, Brian Downey. Because Brian, he was arrested last week after police discovered an absolute arsenal in his house with like 20 big, sick-ass guns mounted to black spray-painted pegboard on his walls that are just at the ready in case a T-1000 even thinks about pulling up on
What
Brian.
kind of guns we talking about?
All sorts,
Ooh.
man. Mostly rifles, some assault weapons, some long
A
rifles.
whole lot of assault rifles. Yeah.
Ton of shit.
It's like, and then he's got like
On the ground, there's shotguns on the bottom right.
He's got some home defense shotguns as well.
Some more, yeah. pretty sick setup. No doubt about it. Department of Homeland Security agents, I guess, were alerted by authorities in Rockland County, where Brian lives, which includes Airmont, that Downey had bought an illegal rifle suppressor over the internet, and that information had led to the raid. This is pretty common. I have a number of friends that are hardcore gun guys, lots of accessories, and they're real careful with where and when they buy their accessories because there's different laws in different states, etc. Anyway, this guy bought some stuff on the internet. Homeland Security got involved. It's weird, I guess. The charges against Downey for possessing 17 unregistered firearms, possessing a sawed-off shotgun, and as well as possessing 13 illegal silencers. It's more than 30 counts total. So big deal, right?
What do you got for possessing shitty facial hair?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what he really should have been charged for.
He's got such a light goatee. It's like it's almost barely there.
What's
it looks
the point?
like he's really into Sugar Ray and thought like
Grown
Mark
it in.
McGrath's got it. So
He does look like a chubby Mark McGrath.
Mm-hmm. Right, but anyway, look, guys, the guy just had guns in his house, right? Like, what the fuck is the big deal? He's a Second Amendment advocate, and he had a ton of guns. Obviously, someone didn't like him in the community, probably because he's a Republican.
He got snitched on.
He got snitched on. You know, someone called in a tip. Did we need to involve 2 federal agencies and raid a public official's home and charge him with 30 state and federal criminal counts? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Just because he likes some silencers. I mean, come on.
No, I mean, for real. Like, he doesn't have a violent record. So it's like, I mean, that's my thing. If you got the stuff, I mean, you should obey the law technically, but if you got the stuff and you're not a fucking violent person. Anyway, whatever. That's another story. Let's take it. Let's take it to the internet real quick, because the internet guys was a buzzing about this. They were not happy whatsoever. I'm just going to pull up this internet comment here. Where did it go? There she is. There she blows. There she blows. I'm going to have to put it in post. Can't find it. Is that
it?
Oh my God. Is that
the one?
Fuck it. I'm just going to read it. It's okay.
It's not in here
okay.
at all.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right, let's take it to the internet real quick. Our friend and a friend of the show, Spike Cohen, and former Libertarian candidate for president, says, certainly your department, and this is on the Facebook post from the Rockland County's district attorney.
Okay.
There's 1,000 comments, loads and loads of comments
Spike.
calling out the hypocrisy and ridiculousness of raiding a guy's house because he had guns, right?
Okay.
So Spike Cohen says, certainly your department doesn't have any of this kind of scary rifle or suppressor, right? That would be a lot more concerning, as police officers are exponentially more likely to kill anyone than the rest of us. This kind of stuff is why songs are written about y'all, rarely positive. And then Clint D. Draper says, did he harm anyone? Any evidence at all that he was planning to harm someone? I doubt it very much. Wasted taxpayer money, putting an innocent man in jail for something that shouldn't be illegal. And Jason Hull says, the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. All gun laws are a violation of the Second Amendment.
Purist.
Go do something useful. Seth Kroll says all gun laws are unconstitutional. Ariel Woodworth says, so instead of arresting gang members and murders, you make the community safer by arresting a guy who had some stuff hanging on his wall, right? So it's like, hold on, wait a minute.
Very opinionated.
I'm seeing another part of the article. This is weird. All the comments were just about the guns, but there's this whole other part of the story none of the commenters even addressed. Okay, hold on. This is from the report. It was written by the special agent from Homeland Security who was involved in the search of the home. And he wrote, during the execution of the search warrant at the Downey residence, I observed a small square lock box with both a key and a combination face. And I asked Brian, the defendant, for the combination for the lockbox, and Downey said that he didn't have a combination. So we ended up prying it open, and inside the lockbox, I located, this is interesting, a number of federal badges and credentials, namely the following: a DEA metallic badge and badge holder, United States Marshals metallic badge and badge holder, 3 Federal Bureau of Investigation metallic badges and badge holders, 2 loose FBI metallic badges, an FBI badge embossed case with FBI initials and a Department of Justice logo, 2 FBI badges in a credential case with credentials bearing an individual's name, 3 complete FBI credential sets, including a badge and 2-part identification cards bearing the name of Brian Downey with his photo on them, also his passport, and his driver's license, a badge for the Department of Prisons with their seal, an FBI special agent card. Well, okay.
I bet he had the combination.
Fuck. You think, Will? A fuck ton of credentials, all with his creepy picture on it. Guys, it's not about the guns, y'all. What is this dude doing?
It's Jason Bourne.
Yeah, taking it to the internet.
Jason, that guy's Jason Bourne. Put him back up.
It's fat Jason Bourne.
Talking about Brian Downey?
Yeah.
It's Jason Bunn.
Talk about
Jason.
Jason Buns.
hiding in plain sight.
I mean, look, I get it. Playing around, maybe like having a little hobby, getting like a fake FBI badge.
No, I mean, he knew it was a crime to have those fake credentials. That's why I wouldn't give the FBI guy.
Right,
top
but
of
to the
box.
degree of which he
Yeah.
has like 7 different agencies.
Look,
Fucking
Well, he's
Some of
got
those are-
fake. He's got fake FBI badges. That's the crime, right?
Right.
Is that he has
Yeah.
he has his
With
own
his face on it.
image
It's a big
on
crime.
like 4 FBI.
but they're
badges
legit
there.
badges, the guy says.
Right. Look, some of them are unfinished yet. He was still working on some of them.
Yeah, years of
He has
work
a-
right there.
Good counterfeit guy, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you
you
think
don't.
he used them for?
I don't. I think that he's.
To get chicks.
Look,
Probably
I don't
never
know.
did, dude. It just
Yeah.
like sat there, like having the power, maybe. Like
I
the
bet it was to
feeling
get
of it.
chicks. I don't think he like used it like to like steal money or like do anything. I think it was all to get chicks.
He role played with him.
It's a little creepy. I will say this, guys. The only other information I could find on Brian,
I am an FBI agent.
Yeah.
The-
Exactly.
the only other info I could find on our boy Brian Downey was a LinkedIn post from I think 2004, where he was posting cracked serial numbers for Adobe Photoshop. So, on
Yeah, so
LinkedIn.
Brian gets into some shit behind
Brian
the
gets
scenes.
into it. He's
Yeah.
also a graphic designer in a former life. So
Oh,
Anyway.
so he made him then.
yeah, he made
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, well. there you
I just
go.
thought it was fucking ridiculous. Like, it's not about the guns, guys. That's stupid. It's about the weird ass credentials he has in his box
Yeah,
and what he was going to do with them.
fake
sexually.
IDs will get you fucked up. Like we had a lot of friends, like in Patton, you were one of them who probably were nervous at some point in your life over
the
fake
ABC
IDs.
people
It
came
yeah.
looking for our operation.
It was not a big deal, fake IDs, until post 9/11, and then it became right. Like the crime became.
Well, no, I remember
Wasn't-
I got stopped coming out of a grocery store in Kentucky with a fake ID, and the cop like asked for it. There were like ABC people out there,
Right.
just like it was like a sting. And I handed it to him, and I told him it was fake immediately. And he goes, "Oh, good, you just got yourself out of like a felony, because if I had tried to pass it off as my real ID, then it would have been a much bigger charge." But I
For
told him it was
sure.
fake. Yeah.
For sure. But still, it became more serious post, I think,
Yeah.
when they started
Oh, yeah, for sure.
implementing all the spying things, right? The what's it called? The spy law.
yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, we'll keep you updated on what
Patriot
goes down with
Act.
Brian.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Mhm.
That's a fun one.
I
That's
just
the
love
one.
how no one on the internet addressed whatsoever the credentials. It was all about the guns. Anyway, that's good for Hard Factor, guys. Have an awesome day, and yeah, stick around for the rest of the week. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Of course, if you're a patron, we have a Florida Man Friday show coming at you, and we're gonna finish up the rest of the week, bringing you the biggest news of the day and the stories you need to know, so you can cheat on the news with us.
Plus voicemails.
Plus voicemails and reviews. Ooh, I almost forgot. So on Fridays we do voicemails and reviews. So that's the deal. You can leave us a voicemail at 512 for
You got it.
No.
Nope.
227.
No, that's not it.
Yeah.
512-270-1480.
There you go.
you can dial that up, leave a voicemail, or if you I don't know, if you like things to be better than average, then you can record a voice memo on your iPhone and you can email that to an email address that Wes set up and he didn't give us access to. Only he has access
Yeah, I
to.
did. It's hardfactorvoicemail@gmail.com. I'm pretty sure it's the same exact password we have for everything.
We'll see. We'll see. But Wes is our he's our symbologist, so he takes a look at everything before it gets on air. And
Don't try to sneak anything by him.
do not. I swear to God, he's like a fucking steel trap, man. And then finally, 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. It helps us out tremendously. If you could go on Apple Podcasts, if you listen on Apple Podcasts, give us a review. 5 stars, and we'll read it on the show verbatim. Here's the deal. A lot of people don't know this. If you curse in the review, a lot of times it doesn't get through. So if you're like, hey, why didn't my review get through? It's because you maybe called me a fucking communist.
Yeah,
But what
or
you
you
could
wrote
do-
"Have a great fucking day" instead of
Right.
HGFT.
But what you can do is just like trick it, trick it with some little fake characters in there.
Trick the
Get
owl.
it through.
Trick the owl.
We'll get it. We'll read the curse words if you put stars. And
We'll
pound
read
signs
it
in
full,
Yeah, we'll read it.
full flavor curse word.
Yeah, as long as they're not a racial troll, because
Yeah,
Wes
don't-
will shut that shit
Again,
down
Wes,
before it
right.
even gets close to air.
Don't start any racial slurs.
So, have a
Right.
great fucking day.